Welcome. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, and again, we're working in the 52 weeks of project recipes, and today we are on recipe 33. So let's jump to my desk. So as always, the very first thing that we do is we compare, the project recipe to the book. And this is going to be a very simple project recipe. So they both are the same. So what you need is 2 sheets for your background and then 2 sheets to cut, 1 designer paper, 2 designer papers here for our moments in the Winterberry, which you can find on my Scrapbook with Denise Facebook group, which is the original one. They actually use a piece of white cardstock. So let's take a look what I have. Oh, the other thing you are going to need is an edge punch. And in the Winterberry, they use the dazzle punch, and that's what I'm going to be using. And in our moments, they are using, should say here, the dollop arch frame punch to make the border there. So all we're going to be doing is few cuts and some punches. So let's get started. And I am going to be using Winterberry. I had some sheets left. I have 3 sheets left, but I'm not going to do winter with these. I actually have my pictures printed. I'm going to do some flowers on here, so hopefully this is going to work out. So my thoughts for this one were I will be using these 2 as my background. And again, if you look at the Winterberry project recipe, you can see they have a darker color on the right and a patterned on the left. And in here, they kind of have them opposite, but 2 very different papers on the back that coordinate. And then I need for paper number 1 is designer paper number 1. I am going to use this one. I do have the option to use this background if I want. And then they have a white cardstock. So I'm going to use this for my white cardstock. I'm using white cardstock. And then again, in for our moments in here, you can see that they've used 2 designer papers. So whichever you want, as long as you have a edge style border. So again, this is going to be very quick to do this one. So I'm going to take my designer paper number 1. And it's non-directional on both sides, so just make sure that if you do have directional paper that you're looking, these are going to be going down each side from the paper 1 and 2. So we're going to cut this one at 5 inches. So it says cut then punch. So I'm going to do all my cutting first and then cut them back and punch. So this is going to be 5 inches. And we're going to need to punch that, so I'll put it aside. Then we're going to need a 2 by 12. And it says again, cut then punch. So I'll cut it at 2. And I'll put it aside. And then we have 2 4 by 6. So we'll have a little piece left over. And these are going to be our mats. And I will rotate that and cut it at 6. And I'll put those 2 mats aside. And then for my white cardstock, we are going to cut this at 5 inches. So this is again cut then punch. So we're going to cut this at 5. And I'll put this in my pile to be punched. And then again, there's going to just be 2 mats that are 4 by 6. And we will have a piece left over. And I'll just rotate this to cut this at 6. And our cutting is done. Like I said, this is a very quick one. And I think very versatile for any kind of paper that you have in occasion. Very quick to put together. So what we're going to do now is take your punch. You can use a border maker or a standalone. These just have they're bigger, so it'll give you more of your borders. So this is my 5 inch. So I'm going to cut along one edge. Now again, if you're directional, right, you want to make sure you're going the right way, cutting on the right side, because the white one we can see is going to be going on the right hand side. So just make sure when you're cutting your border that you're on the correct side. So I'll just put that back in to finish this one. I like this one. Trying to use a punch for every layout. I have so many punches. I want to start using them more. Okay, so this one, oh, I'm going to have to cut just a little bit here. And this is going to go on the right-hand side. And then we have our 2-inch piece, which is piece B. We're going to cut and punch this also. Again, if I'm punching like that, these are going to line up here. I think. Now, see when I put it in here, I can't see where I'm punching. This is where you're going to want a Post-it note. And what you would do with the Post-it note is put it right along the side of your paper. So now you've extended that, so when you put it into your punch, you can see where the edge of the paper is. That's a little trick in figuring out how we were going to punch that one when you couldn't see it. And make sure I have this lined up. And one more. And then this will line up here. So that will be my right side completed. Now I just need to take my left hand, which is piece A, and we're going to cut a border on this one. And I'll turn it over so you can see what we're working on. Here we go. So this one I can see when I'm punching. I'll get rid of my little Post-it here. And keep punching. So it's very quick, just a few cuts and some punching, and this one's put together. I can see this one being for like a Christmas one. This would work really well also. So let me just get rid of all of these pieces. And let's put this together. So what we have is our white mats, which are pieces F and G, go on the right hand side. The two colored ones I have are going to go here on the left hand side. Now I've already cut my pictures down, and I was hoping this color would go great with even the yellow. And I have a white, so we're not going to put that on the white. And I have another yellow, and I have a purple. Now let's look at the project recipe. I want to show something. So these are supposed to be 3.5 by 3.5 inch photos. Now I cut mine, and I was thinking they're cut right now. They're cut at 3 3/4 by 5.5. And I mean, I do have room that I could cut off on these and take them down to 3.5, but I'm not going to have 3 photos. I'm only going to have 2. So I will cut these down to be 3.5, and I'm going to take, that one's still actually 4. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch. Let's cut them down to 3 3/4 first. See if that is enough off of each side. So that one's 3 3/4. Do I still need to go smaller? This one is still 4. Kind of takes away from that little edge there. Let's have a look and see if that's enough, or do I need to go a little bit more? That may be okay. I'll have a look. And then if you look at the project recipe, they have a little embellishment cluster here. They've got one down here. You can use this for journaling, or they have an embellishment cluster up here. Now, I do not have any embellishments left, but what I did is I cut this one out of Winterberry vine, and as you can see, they have an embellishment right in here, and I could actually overlap it or put it right there. and then I can find, I do have one more small photo if I wanted to add this, but this one, this worked very well for these pictures. It's like the paper's not overwhelming the colors of the pictures pop out. I may cut these down a little bit, but again, as you see in the project recipe, I didn't use 3.5 by 3.5. Mine are 5.5 right now by 3 3/4. I may make them a little bit smaller. So that is this layout for the Winterberry project recipe. Again, very quick and easy. This one was really fast. You can see the difference between the two. So I hope you see a lot of uses for this. I can see, I'd like to get some Christmas paper and do this again, because I think that would be really nice with Christmas paper. Even using this same Dazzle punch would be great. So hope you make this project recipe. I think it'll be very quick to make. I'd love to see all your creations. You can post those in my Scrapbook with Denise Facebook group when this video is posted. And happy scrapping. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.